Hey everyone. So xAI just dropped something big, a new model called Grok 4 Fast. And the claim they're making is a huge deal. They're saying they've broken one of the biggest rules in AI. The one that says the best models have to be the most expensive. Let's dig in and see if they've actually done it.
And really, it all comes down to this single question. For like ever, we've just accepted that smarter AI means more expensive AI. It's just been a fact of life. But what if that's not true anymore? What if that trade-off is finally breaking? That's exactly what xAI is going after here. So, to really get why this is such a game changer, you've got to understand the big problem that's been holding the whole industry back. And it's pretty simple, really. The absolute best, most powerful frontier AI models, well, they've basically been luxury goods. They take a ton of computing power to run, which makes them super expensive. And that cost? It's a massive wall, right? It stops a lot of people and companies from actually using and building with the best stuff.
And that brings us right to xAI's answer. They're calling it a whole new frontier for AI development. So, enter Grok 4 Fast. This model was apparently built from the ground up to tackle this exact cost problem. The whole idea wasn't just make it smart, it was make it smart and efficient. We're talking top-level performance, but without that crazy price tag. And the secret sauce to making this work, it's a concept they call intelligence density. All right, intelligence density. What on earth is that? Well, think of it like this. It's like getting a ton more horsepower out of a smaller, way more fuel-efficient engine, In the world of AI, every single thought or calculation has a cost, and we usually measure that cost in tokens. So the goal here is to get the best possible answers, the maximum performance, while using the fewest thinking tokens possible. And here's the payoff in the real world. Grok 4 Fast is getting results that are pretty much on par with its big brother, Grok 4. But, and this is the kicker, it's doing it using, on average, 40% fewer of those tokens. So you're getting the same quality of answer, but it's just thinking smarter, not harder, more efficiently.
Okay. That's the claim. But talk is cheap, right? How does this thing actually perform on real benchmarks? Let's get into the numbers.
And wow, just look at this. On some really tough reasoning tests, we're talking GPQA Diamond, AMA, Grok 4 Fast is scoring almost the exact same as the full-fat Grok 4 model, and it's going toe-to-toe with competitors like GPT-5. The message here is crystal clear. They've slashed the cost without really losing any of the power. But wait, this is the number that should make you sit up and pay attention. When you combine that crazy efficiency with a lower price per token, what do you get? You get this, a 98% reduction in the price to get the same quality answer as Grok 4. I mean, that's not just a little better. That's a completely different ballgame. It changes everything about who can afford this kind of power.
And this chart really hammers the point home. See those bars? They show you how much it costs to get a top-tier intelligent response from these different models. Look at Grok 4 and GPT-5. Yeah, those are some tall, expensive bars. Now, look all the way over on the left at Grok 4 Fast. It's giving you that same level of intelligence for almost nothing in comparison. On this metric, it is absolutely in a league of its own.
And hey, this isn't just xAI's own marketing spin. An independent group, Artificial Analysis, ran the numbers, and what they found is that for a similar intelligence score, Grok 4 Fast is up to 47 times cheaper than a major competitor. Let that sink in. 47 times. That's not a small step forward. That is a massive leap that could completely reshape the market. All right, so we've covered the what. Amazing performance, crazy low cost. Now let's talk about the how. What's actually under the hood that makes all this tick? Well, there are three big things that jump out. First, it has state-of-the-art search built right in. Second, it has a frankly massive 2 million token context window, which is huge for complex tasks. And third, it's got this really smart unified architecture. Let's kick things off with that search feature. Check out this real-world example. A user asks a super specific, kind of nerdy question about a video game, right? This is the kind of thing no model would just know off the top of its head. It has to go hunting for the answer. And this is where it gets cool. You can see its process. It's thinking in action. It gets the question, makes a plan, and then starts searching multiple websites, Reddit, Polygon, you name it, to piece together the information. It's not just Googling, it's doing actual research. And then the payoff.
It spits out the exact number, sure, but it also gives a step-by-step breakdown of how it figured it out. That's not just finding an answer. That's true understanding. Okay, now what about that unified architecture I mentioned? It's actually pretty clever. See, in the past, you'd often need two separate models. You'd have a small, fast one for simple questions and a big, expensive one for the heavy-duty thinking. Grok 4 Fast just combines them. It's one single model that can switch between modes instantly. And that, of course, cuts down on costs and makes the whole thing feel way faster and more seamless. So all of this tech is great, but it brings us to the most important part of this whole story. What does it actually mean for us, the users? Well, the best part is you can try it right now. It's already rolling out to all Grok users on the web, on iOS, on Android. If you're a developer, you can find it on places like OpenRouter and Vercel. And of course, for big companies, there's the xAI API. But this right here, this is the real headline. For the first time ever, a company is giving everyone, and that includes free users, access to their latest and greatest model from the day it launches. No waiting, no restrictions. That is a huge, huge step towards making this powerful AI something that anyone can use. And it sounds like they are not slowing down. xAI is already dropping hints about what's coming next. We're talking enhanced multimodal stuff, so better understanding of images, video, all that jazz, and even more powerful agent features. And that brings us full circle, right back to the beginning. This huge drop in cost isn't just some nerdy technical detail. It's a tectonic shift in the AI landscape. So I'll just leave you with this to think about. What new ideas, what new companies, what new applications become possible when intelligence at this level costs less than a cup of coffee? The possibilities are kind of staggering to think about. Thanks for tuning in.